What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video. And it looked like Jensen has confirmed what we all have been thinking. Caitlin Clark has definitely been helping our women basketball team land some of the biggest recruits in the country. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Iowa. Let's get it. Let's go. College basketball set to take off. The Iowa women's basketball team is coming in ranked for another year. Now, myself had the pleasure of going up to Iowa, experiencing the Carver Arena, seeing it all firsthand. Wonderful, wonderful experience, something that I will cherish with me for the rest of my life. And now I made a promise to the Iowa women's basketball team that I will be coming back at some point this basketball season, and I am going to be making my return back up to Iowa for a game. Now, with that being said, we have to talk about this. Iowa is one of the most popular schools in all of the college basketball world because of simply one superstar player, and that is Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark transitioned and transformed women basketball to the shape that we know it to be today. She carried on and did the same thing in her professional career with the W. Now, everything started at Carver. Everything started when she was in college. Now, I said this before, and I'll say this again. Wasn't no one covering Caitlin Clark at Iowa but your boy John the Liquidator and a few Iowa content creators. All of these guys that we know, love to watch. I ain't going to start naming people, but these guys was nowhere to be found when Caitlin Clark was breaking score records, when Caitlin Clark was doing all of these great things while she was at Iowa. And I'm honored to be one of the guys that was here early on, that was reporting on this. Go check my catalog. I've been reporting on Caitlin Clark since she was at Iowa. Now, with that being said, before Caitlin Clark got there, Iowa was not a go-to school. Like, people didn't really like, it wasn't like a check mark, like, I'm going to go to Iowa. It wasn't up there with like a UConn, South Carolina, or anything like that. Well, after Caitlin Clark went there, led them to back-to-back national championship games, and unfortunately, they didn't win, but the coaching staff is one of the best in the nation when it comes to basketball. Lisa Bluter arguably could coach an NBA team. That's how basketball of a genius she is. Something else we have to talk about is their new current coach, Jensen. Jensen was there every step of the way through it all, alongside Lisa Bluter, putting this thing together and making sure this women's basketball team that we know and love to watch be on the top level that it is today. And I'm here to tell you, they are still a powerhouse school, and Jensen slipped the cat out the bag. That is letting the world know that Caitlin Clark played a pivotal role in them landing some of these big-name athletes that we're seeing today. Now, I talked about this with a colleague of mine, and I said, man, with the state of NIL, people don't know how NIL works. See, in order to get some of these top athletes, you got to pay to play, bro. That's simply all these collegiate sports is now. It's pay to play. Caitlin Clark is a massive name. She has massive, endless funds. Caitlin Clark just sent an anonymous donation to the Iowa women's basketball team NIL program, and boom, they playing top dollar for her alone. Damn near could get some of these big name young ladies to come to Iowa. Massive NIL deals with Caitlin Clark donating. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm just saying that very much could be the case that Caitlin Clark has single-handedly transformed the roster with her pocketbook alone, bro. Now, with that being said, this article came out by Iowa Sports Illustrated. Said Iowa head coach credits Caitlin Clark for recruiting success. Could you imagine being recruited by Caitlin Clark, bro? Like, who's going to tell Caitlin no? Think about this, bro. Caitlin Clark is going to have all the UConn people mad, all the South Carolina people mad, because I'm telling you right now, she's going to go pull up to your living room and she's going to recruit you to Iowa, bro. Name another player. Asia Wilson and recruiting players from South Carolina that we know of. I'm just saying. Caitlin Clark is probably going to go to your living room with Jensen. Caitlin Clark right there in the room. She all good. You know, the young lady all awed out. And Caitlin Clark can recruit with football, basketball. It doesn't matter. Hockey, if they got a hockey, baseball, field hockey, track, field. Iowa got a gem in Caitlin Clark, bro. Caitlin Clark can help Iowa turn into a top 10 program at no damn time just because she went there and she could pull up to them living rooms with the coaches of these set programs to help land these players, bro. Because that's what collegiate sport has turned into, this NIL thing. Goes on to say the Iowa Hawkeyes have made a massive leap in recruitment in the last few years. Bet you they did. Wink, wink. In April of 2024, the program secured a commitment from Addie Deal, a top recruit from California. This year, the team has already landed a 5-star recruit from another. Head coach Jensen addressed the media this week, which we're going to listen to some of this, sharing how she managed to stay focused and keeping the in-state talent while also taking the recruiting coast to coast. Jensen believes that former point guard Caitlin Clark, WNBA superstar, deserve credit for attracting some of the top recruits to Iowa, bro. Hands down, Iowa wouldn't be able to do this without Caitlin. Let's listen to Jensen.
I'm so thankful to our fan base. Boy, have they just been with us every step of the way since our staff got here all those years ago. And then my shifting over to the other chair, for us to sell out 3 years in a row is, I just really can't thank our fan base enough. And it just really is a wonderful part of who we are, who this program is. So big shout out to our fans. And I think looking at this year, it's probably one of the most interesting years we've had in a long, long time. We're the youngest we've been since 2012. I think there are some other young teams in the Big Ten. We are 9 out of 14 players are freshmen and sophomores, but everybody on our team has a new role. And it's complex in the sense when you look at our team, like we have Hannah, we have Kylie, and we have Taylor McCabe that are going to, play minutes. But Hannah has never yet in her 4 years been the sole focus. She's always had a pretty good Robin, right? In the couple of years ago when she was playing with Kate and Caitlin and all those, that set of people. And then last year we had the great Lucy Olson. Now we have a whole lot of great youth, but the one known commodity is Hannah Salke. So it'll be really interesting to watch. I know she'll step up to that challenge, but it's new. It'll be new for Kylie. Kylie is, that 6-year senior that has seen it all, right? She's transferred. She's unfortunately had some adversity with an injury. She's sat, she's played. So that's so valuable with the team that's young, because we have a lot of great youth that are coming in with high expectations. But at the end of the day, those freshmen are still freshmen, no matter how highly decorated they are. And the portal transfers are great, but everybody's still learning a new system. So when I thought about this, it's so exciting. And it's so fun.
Since you've really captured the public's attention a couple of years ago with Caitlin Clark, you've been able to to sustain it at a broader scale. Mm-hmm. In what ways have you been able to do that and sustain it? Because now you're talking about year 3 of sellouts, and you're 2 years removed from the Caitlin Clark phenomenon.
I think that's a great question. I think, when someone else asked me that a little bit earlier, just off, a friend, I guess. And I think the key has been, I think the way that we play, the young women play with a lot of heart and they play with a lot of joy. And I think it's fun to watch. And it's also fun when you win, right? But I think the fan base is, they're with us. And I think they feel that. And I think if we look at anything in our lives that we're a part of, if you think of a club you might be a part of, a neighborhood you're a part of, or whatever, when you feel vested and you feel the folks that you're with feel vested, there's just kind of an ease to that get together, right? If it's a monthly club, it's a weekly club, it's like you look forward to that club. And I just think the longevity that I've been able to have here, certainly that Lisa had here, is that we got this club. And, for the most part, through thick and thin, we're with each other in that club. And I think that's how I feel. Our success here is so hugely reliant on fans, because it makes it so much fun to win with them. It makes it, with your good fans, you can kind of tolerate that tough loss because they're pushing you through. So I think there's a genuine feel for most people. But along with that, obviously there's more spotlight and there's more critical thinkers in it too. But I think that has always been part of it. And I think we, our staff, my staff is awesome. We all really are like-minded, and we really want to have the experience for our young women be a great one. And I think that when you work that hard to really have each player in your team, even the ones that don't get in the game, but want them to experience this, I think that's why that joy is evident. So I think that's why, but I guess you should probably ask some of the longtime season ticket holders why.